there is another one that has dropped. Do you know that Judy Austin's father, Mr. Mogalu, is blaming Edochie's father, Pete Edochie, for all of this calamity, for this dragging on social media, for this exposure, for this running helter-skelter, bathing in the cemetery, in burial grounds, and many other atrocities that our daughter is involved in. Can you believe this? Mr. Mogalu decided to fight and face Pete Edochie. He said, "You kept quiet. My daughter was in her husband's house. The only man that we know, Mr. Obasi. Your son was behind the scene, walking my daughter, shifting her pants until this criminal pregnancy." Of course, it is criminal pregnancy because till date, it is not yet clear who owns the child, who does not own the child. Mr. Obasi is dragging Edochie to police station, saying, "I have done all that is required traditionally, but nothing is coming forth. This child belongs to me. This woman is my wife. If she does not want to be with me anymore, no problem. She can as well stay with whoever, but not my child. You will not take my child away. You will not give my child to another man and name him Star DK, Star DK, Star whatever. No, this is not an Edochie. This is Obasi and not Edochie." Well, he has taken all of this pressure down to Mr. Mogalu. Obasi told Mr. Mogalu, "This is not how we started. When you guys were broke, I was just a young man trying to put things together. I met your daughter. I decided to invest in her so we can have a family and live long. But unfortunately, your daughter paid me in a terrible and bad coin." It's a culture among most people, particularly Southeasterners, Igbos, to see a young lady, train her. That is what they say. They will pay and sponsor her to school, do everything whilst they are there, hoping that this lady, when she does all of these things, like going to school and all of that, will now return to use that education that they never had to manage their business. The woman will now be their secretary, will be the one managing receipts, managing accounts and all of that. But it didn't just work out that way for Mr. Obasi, as Judy Austin decided to pay him in a bad coin. This is terrible. When I say terrible, this is serious. This is not a joke. This is not a joke at all, at all, at all, at all. This is critical. Mr. Mogalu, the father of Judy Austin, has called his kinsmen together and they have marched down to Pete Edochie, telling him, "You allowed all of this. You permitted all of this." Although I know there are mixed reactions as regards this one that has just dropped on our desk. People are saying, "What about your daughter? Why are you blaming you alone? Didn't your daughter cooperate? Is it not your daughter that went extra mile to tie the man down?" But Mr. Mogalu does not want to hear any of this. He is saying that Edochie is the one, and he is blaming Pete Edochie, saying that he is aware of all of this. Now, there is another question that people have raised. They said, okay, if this is what you are saying, if it is true, what about when Yul came without his father, without his mother, came with some hungry criminal uncles and relatives or kinsmen that he rented? When he came to your home, who received the bride price? Big question, isn't it? Who received the bride price? That is the question, and that is what Mr. Pete Edochie is saying. Did you see me? Did you see me in your home asking that you give your daughter's hand in marriage to my own son? No, you cannot blame me for this. You cannot blame me. When my son came to your home, why didn't you chase him away? And Mr. Mogalu responded saying, Well, when that child, SH0CK, was brought into the equation, pregnancy and baby, you know, as a titled man, as a custodian of culture and tradition, there is no way that your son, Yul, can lay claim to that boy without doing the needful. This is what he came to do. And we had to accept first to clear the road so that that child can bear Edochie. But as it is right now, with the DNA argument and Mr. Obasi also involved in this, there is no way out. Obasi holds that child, and your son messed up everything. Why can't your son face his own direction and his own wife, May? Why did your son continue to use, don't worry, I am a director, my father is a veteran actor, I will take you to the limelight, I will direct your movies, we will sell, we will make millions of money, we will do this and that? Why did your son take advantage of my daughter? This is what Mr. Moghalu is saying. Now, the report that landed on our decks back in those days is that Mr. Moghalu himself is under a spell, and that spell is that of the mother of Judy Austin. Under a spell. They said that Mr. Moghalu is under a spell, that he has been locked up himself, the same way Judy Austin did to Yul Edochie. And one would wonder why Judy Austin did not continue using it with Mr. Obasi. I think she did back in those years. After the man has finished spending money and there is nothing left again, you know, it's either your money is rising up or your money remains stable or your money goes down. And it depends on who you are spending the money on. If that person all of a sudden develop big throat, long throat, big mouth, wide mouth, big appetite, huge appetite, you know that that's your money that used to appear big and large will not be anymore. So that is exactly what happened to village girl Judy Austin. In those days, as a village champion, upon meeting Yul, upon getting into the industry, she believed and thought that she will move down to Lagos and begin to live in a big house. This is how the journey started. So, Mr. Moghalu, I want you to pepper the family very well, because as you are peppering them, more will be coming out and we will be dropping it out on social media. There is no hiding place for the wicked, as they say. There is no hiding place for the wicked. This will not go anywhere. We shall deal with it as it is hot. As it is hot. As they are dropping it, be rest assured that you will be getting it right on your plate. Served hot with a bottle of chilled whatever you like. That is how we'll be bringing it to you guys. Mr. Moghalu, press them very well. And be very careful, because your wife, Mrs. Moghalu, be very careful. If not, we don't want to hear bad news. So like and share this video. Yes, very important. Like and share. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Turn on the notification bell. Tap on the thanks button if you want to go extra mile. See you in the next update.